Ohio is a protest song written and composed by Neil Young in reaction to the Kent State shootings on May 4th, 1970. On May 4th, 1970, members of the Ohio National Guard fired into a crowd of students, killing 4 and wounding 9. The impact of the shootings was dramatic. The event triggered a nationwide student strike that forced hundreds of colleges and universities to close. Beyond the direct effects of May 4th, the shootings have certainly come to symbolize the deep political and social divisions that so sharply divided the country during the Vietnam War era. The decision to bring the Ohio National Guard onto the Kent State University campus was directly related to decisions regarding American involvement in the Vietnam War. Richard Nixon was elected President of the United States in 1968, based in part on his promise to bring an end to the war in Vietnam. During the first year of Nixon's presidency, America's involvement in the war appeared to be winding down. In late April of 1970, however, the United States invaded Cambodia and widened the Vietnam War. This decision was announced on national television and radio on April 30th, 1970 by Richard Nixon. Protests occurred the next day, Friday, May 1st, across the United States campuses where anti-war sentiment ran high. At Kent State University, an anti-war rally was held at noon. The protests continued until their tragic conclusion on May 4th. The house where I was born is 30 kilometers away from Kent State. I was 14 years old when Kent State happened. My childhood was over as I witnessed the unimaginable, National Guard troops killing college students. I didn't know whether my country would survive. I'm wondering how many of you felt this way 20 years ago when your peace was shattered. From that time, I decided to devote my life to peace. I saw that young people could change history and that a desire for peace could change bad policy to good. So this is devoted to you, Moldovan youth, bricks in the foundation of peace. You represent that force in Moldovan society. What do you want to change? Or are you satisfied with the future that you and your families face? I'd like to give you a few examples of changes your age group have made in changing the course of history, examples I have personally been fortunate to witness. Poland. My faith in people power was proven by the unexpected emergence of a welder from the shipyards in Gdansk, Poland, as a leader of democracy and freedom. I served as a U.S. diplomat in Poland in 1989 when we were expecting that any day the Solidarity electoral victory would be crushed and the movement eliminated. Through a concerted effort to assist Solidarity politically and financially, and perhaps with some divine intervention from the astonishing selection of a Polish pope, Poland emerged from behind the Iron Curtain against all odds and in defiance of conventional wisdom. The Berlin Wall. Poland's domino effect led to a series of events I thought I would never see in my lifetime. Next in line, the fall of the Berlin Wall. The Berlin Wall was a barrier constructed by the German Democratic Republic on 13 of August 1961 that completely cut off West Berlin from surrounding East Germany and from East Berlin. The barrier included guard towers placed along large concrete walls, which circumscribed a wide area, later known as the Death Strip, that contained anti-vehicle trenches and other defenses. The Eastern Bloc claimed that the wall was erected to protect its population from fascist elements conspiring to prevent the will of the people and building a socialist state in East Germany. In practice, the wall served to prevent the massive immigration and defection that marked Germany and the communist Eastern Bloc during the post-World War II period. The Berlin Wall was officially referred to as the anti-fascist protection rampart by GDR authorities, implying that neighboring West Germany had not been fully denazified. The West Berlin city government sometimes referred to it as the Wall of Shame, a term coined by Mayor Willy Brandt, while condemning the wall's restriction on freedom of movement. Along with the separate and much longer inner German border that demarcated the border between East and West Germany, both borders came to symbolize the Iron Curtain that separated Western Europe and the Eastern Bloc during World War II. Between 1961 and 1989, the wall prevented almost all immigration. During this period, around 5,000 people attempted to escape over the wall, with estimates of the resulting death toll of between 100 and 200 people. In 1989, a radical series of political changes affected the Eastern Bloc. After several weeks of civil unrest, the East German government announced on November 9th, 1989, that all GDR citizens could visit West Germany and West Berlin, Crowds of East Germans crossed and climbed onto the wall, joined by West Germans on the other side. Over the next few weeks, a euphoric public chipped away and brought down the wall. Can you think of any analogies blocking your progress to a better life? Any physical structure that can symbolize a break with the dysfunctional old and a bold leap into a brighter, more prosperous future? You thought about this? There is a physical structure that haunts me. Can you guess what it is? The fence? Other guesses? If the Berlin Wall can come down, certainly the Gori-Bigli Bridge can open. This is my message to you. Tell your political leaders you care about this. I think you should care about this, and I cannot figure out how I can do my job at OSCE, the job of reintegration, unless you make your concerns known to your political elite. Here's what the bridge looks like today. To me, this is the saddest sight in Moldova, the current state of the Gori-Bigli Bridge. A European standards bridge on a European standards highway, overgrown with weeds, completely unused. A shame. Is this okay with you? Because it's not okay. It's not okay with me. You need to open the bridge. Opening this bridge links Moldova to the rest of Europe from Hamburg to Istanbul to St. Petersburg. How much have you thought about your opportunity costs from not opening this bridge? It links road and rail links to the potential economic engines of the Danube and Black Sea basins. This bridge stands between your decreasing or increasing your economic standards. The Gori-Bigli Bridge should stand among these great European structures as a symbol of the free flow of commerce, people, services, and ideas. I hope you've thought about this bridge more than I have, but I can guarantee you that I think about it all the time. I talk about it all the time. I engage your political leaders and the international community about this bridge as my #1 priority. Is it yours? What do you really know about this bridge? First, let me tell you about Corridor 9. I don't know if any of you have heard of Corridor 9. Maybe I'll show it to you. This is Corridor 9. You see that purple strip that goes right through Moldova, down to Greece, and then up through St. Petersburg. The Moldovan portion of this road is called Corridor 9C. It's part of a UN and EU-blessed project to develop East European transportation routes with the already developed routes in Europe. If this corridor were built, Moldova would be in the middle of commerce, between Istanbul and Moscow, between Berlin and Kiev, in the middle, not on the sidelines. As you may see, there's nothing even close to Corridor 9 for hundreds of kilometers around. Currently, Corridor 9C has no priority whatsoever, 0, in UN or EU thinking. There's no point because the bridge is closed. But Corridor 9 is more than a roadway or even a rail link. It is the landline between two of the world's great bodies of water, the Black Sea and the Danube River. First, the Black Sea.
The Black Sea Economic Cooperation Organization has held its 20th annual meeting this year in Istanbul, and leaders and ministers from all 12 member countries praised progress in strengthening and developing their economic cooperation for the benefit of the region's 340 million people. Among the topics discussed, the ring road around the Black Sea, which is the area's single most important joint project, reinstating regular ferry routes between regional ports, and connecting up the different countries' electricity power grids. There are also meetings on how to better respond to climate change, environmental protection and sustainable development.
Corridor 9's completion is central and integrally linked to the chief ambition of the Black Sea Economic Commission, as you heard, the Ring Road, as articulated in this year's summit. This is the map of the Ring Road, as anticipated. Maybe you can't quite see it, but there's a big gap in that road. And that gap is the bridge. Moldova should play in this league, but look what it's missing. I can list a couple of things that the Black Sea Economic Commission wants to do. development of interregional trade, expanding investment opportunities and development of interregional investments, establishing an effectively operating trade and investment mechanism in the Black Sea region, addressing the issue of establishing an institutional framework for a favorable business and investment climate, promoting innovation, encouraging technical cooperation, promoting cooperation with the European Union, enhancing the role of the private sector, and setting up information and data exchanges. Without that bridge, it's hard to see how Moldova can be a real player in this plan. Second is the Danube Commission. The Danube Commission is also where Moldova is a member state, and likewise Moldova's membership can and should bring prosperity by providing road links to assist the development of the Danube-Black Sea corridor. All of these links should open up the area to an era of unprecedented growth and trade. At least that's the goal. Prosperity. I hope I've drawn enough of a linkage between the bridge and these road and rail corridors and development of the Black Sea and the Danube basins. To me, it's an incredibly exciting concept, and it's a concept that I wish I saw more reflected in Moldovan society, media, press, discussion, but sadly I don't see as much of it as I'd like. My vision for you is to open this bridge, reintegrate, heal your wounds, and in the interests of modern thinking, become a brand, the Moldovan brand. We've seen a number of brands since the collapse of the Soviet Union, countries that have overcome their differences and actually have become brands in their own right of peace and reconciliation. South Africa, Northern Ireland, and even Serbia. I can see Moldova taking its place in this galaxy of societies who said, yes, you can. I'm counting on you. Thank you.